I have had my American Express Gold card for just shy of 1 year now, and it is by far the card that I use the most in my day-to-day spending. But with my card anniversary date coming up and the large annual fee that comes with that got me thinking, is this product still worth keeping? So today I want to give you an updated review on the American Express Gold card from someone who has had this product for almost a year now, and talk about whether or not this is a good card that you should get, whether you should keep it, and even discuss some potential alternatives that have recently hit the market. All right, let's jump right into it. What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So we've got a lot of great information to cover today. So first of all, let's brush up on what this card has to offer, and then we'll talk about some of those finite details that will hopefully make your decision much easier. All right, so first, let's just rip off the Band-Aid from the start. The American Express Gold card currently has an annual fee of $250, which puts it in this very strange middle section between the many $95 annual fee cards and, of course, those higher-end products like the Sapphire Reserve and the American Express Platinum card, which can easily cost $500 or more per year. But $250 a year is still a lot of money for a credit card, so what are you getting for that price? Well, right now you're going to earn 4 points per dollar on all dining, which I absolutely love, and that includes restaurants, takeout, and delivery services. You also get 4 points per dollar on all supermarket purchases on up to $25,000 in purchases each year, 3 points back on all flights booked directly through the American Express travel portal, which we'll talk more about in a second, and 1 point per dollar on all other purchases. In terms of credits, they keep it fairly simple, and they're currently offering a $120 Uber Cash credit, which can be used for both the Uber Eats platform as well as the Uber ride-sharing platform. And that comes to you in the form of a $10 per month credit that goes directly into your Uber app in the form of Uber Cash. Now, I do want to clarify here that unfortunately, you're not able to stockpile that Uber Cash, so you do need to use it each month, which I definitely wish I had known before I got this card. So just remember that at the end of each month, you do need to either use it or you're going to lose it. You also get a $120 dining credit, which sounds great at first glance, but again, this comes to you in the form of a $10 statement credit each month, and you really only can apply this to things like Grubhub, Seamless, Boxed, and a few other participating partners like Shake Shack, for example. And you do also have to enroll in this credit, so yes, you do get a $120 credit, but in my experience, practically using it towards things that you would be buying anyways makes it very difficult to actually get a net benefit out of this product. Now, you do also get a $100 credit through the hotel collection, but again, it's not quite that simple, and when you read the fine print, you actually only get that credit after you spend 2 nights at a hotel collection through American Express, and oftentimes those hotels end up costing a lot more depending on where you book them through. So if you really look at it, this $100 credit is kind of worthless because you do have to jump through all of these hoops in order to get it. Plus, it can only be used towards dining, spa, or resort activities, according to the American Express website. So again, as far as getting a net benefit out of that $100 credit, it's really non-existent here. So those are the core features, but just like any other American Express product, you also get a ton of what I would call I didn't know I had that benefits. And those are the things like the hotel collection that I just mentioned, personalized travel services, the Global Assist hotline, baggage insurance, car loss and rental damage insurance, and of course, no foreign transaction fees. On that last point, I will address a comment that I frequently get with any American Express product, and that is, do a lot of international merchants even accept American Express? And I will say that personally, I have very little experience with this, but I have never had an issue with it myself, and if you actually look at the raw data, American Express is more widely accepted internationally than large companies like MasterCard. So it's probably a good idea to keep an extra card with you that is not an American Express product, but just based off the raw data, I would say that it is much more widely accepted internationally than most people would probably think. I do also want to circle back and say that the car rental damage insurance is secondary coverage with the Gold card, and for whatever reason, it is excluded in Australia, Italy, and New Zealand. And that's a really important thing to note because this means that you actually have to go through your insurance company first before going to this secondary coverage. So unlike some of those higher end products that I mentioned earlier in the video, which offer primary coverage, it's important to remember that the Gold Card is only giving you secondary coverage on the car rental insurance. Okay, but enough about all of those boring, finite details. Let's talk about perhaps the biggest reason that many people get this card, and that is that it looks really awesome. As we've talked about in previous videos, I actually have 4 American Express Gold Cards, and I don't mean that I pay for 4 of these cards each year because that would be absolutely ridiculous, but I do have 1 American Express account, and for reasons that are really not worth explaining in this video, American Express has sent me 4 different cards, and 2 of them are in the standard gold color, and 2 of them are in the newer rose gold color. And while I personally like the rose gold, I am a big fan of the normal gold color that I think looks incredible and honestly looks a lot cooler than the platinum card in my opinion. Obviously, this card is made of metal, it feels really nice in the hand, and I know that it's absolutely ridiculous that I'm even talking about this, but as I've said many times before, I know that a lot of people care about what their card looks like, and I am definitely one of those people, so if that is you, then I promise this card will not disappoint. And that actually brings me to another really big pro of this card, and an important point on how I personally use it, and that is that you can actually add authorized users to the American Express Gold Card for completely free, which is great considering some of those higher end products charge well over $100 per authorized user each year in some cases. So I know in my case, I have the personal card that is the standard gold color that I carry with me for my personal purchases, but I've actually made magnified money an authorized user on this account, and I have that in the rose gold color just so I don't get them mixed up in my wallet. And this has been a great way to separate my business and personal expenses without having to pay an additional $300 per year for the business gold card. Now, I know that some of you might disagree with that strategy, but for my spending habits personally on a business and personal level, this has worked out wonderfully. Plus, the American Express app does a fantastic job of flagging those business purchases and makes it really easy to separate them. And then my business purchases also integrate perfectly with something like QuickBooks, and therefore I don't have to do any of that separating myself, and I love that. Now, one other important thing to talk about with those points that I mentioned earlier is what are those points actually worth? Because typically this is where things can get a little bit confusing with credit cards that give you points instead of direct cash back. So right now, if you redeem your points directly for a statement credit, which is basically like taking the cash back, then you're only going to get 0.6 cents per point, which if you do the math on that, that means that you're getting less than 1% cash back on those regular purchases. And even with those bonus categories, like the 4 point per dollar categories on dining, for example, you're only getting 2.4% cash back equivalent. Now, 2.4% cash back might sound really good, but considering there are products like the Capital One Saver card that have a much lower annual fee, but give you 3% cash back on all dining without having to jump through any of those hoops, does kind of leave you scratching your head. So if you're going to use the American Express Gold Card, then obviously you will want to redeem those points for the maximum value. And by far, the best way that you can redeem those American Express points is through the different American Express travel partners. Now, you can use these points right from within the American Express travel portal, which I have personally done, and it is super easy to use, and I was actually able to book 2 international flights for myself and my fiance for completely free using my American Express points. But what I will say is the particular partners where you get the maximum value are almost all international airlines, so if you don't frequently travel internationally, then getting the maximum value out of those points is going to be a little bit difficult, and if you don't travel at all, then I'd go as far as to say that the American Express Gold Card is probably not a great fit for you. Now, I want to clarify that the Gold Card, in my opinion at least, is not necessarily a travel credit card, considering it doesn't give you credits for airlines, and it doesn't give you lounge access in different airports. But what I am saying is in order to maximize the points that you're getting, you really have to redeem those points for travel. And if you don't travel, then I would probably look for alternative options. And the last thing I'll mention that I have been thinking about a lot recently is there's really no great way to downgrade from the American Express Gold Card. For example, if you use the Sapphire Reserve, then you could easily downgrade to something like the Sapphire Preferred card, which has a much lower annual fee, but still gives you some really good benefits. But really, the only thing that is below the American Express Gold card would be something like the American Express Green card. But if you have to downgrade directly to that, then you would actually be missing out on the fantastic sign-up bonus that that product offers. And really, the same thing applies if you were to upgrade to the Platinum card, because again, you're missing out on the potential of getting a huge sign-up bonus. So it kind of puts you in this strange predicament where the only exit strategy that you have is to completely close the account, which obviously has some negative impacts on your credit score in most situations. Now, personally, I've been looking at the new Capital One Venture X card, which offers some of those premium travel benefits without the insanely high annual fee that the American Express Platinum card charges. But that does mean that I would be missing out on some of those categories with bonus spending, like dining with the American Express Gold card, and that's where this card really shines. So I haven't made a final decision on that one yet, but I would love to know your thoughts on that particular comparison down in the comment section below. But all things considered, I still absolutely love my American Express Gold card, and while it was really nice to get that 60,000 point sign-up bonus in my first year, even without receiving that sign-up bonus this year, I do still think that this is a product worth keeping for the right type of consumer. If a lot of your spending is in dining and grocery store categories, and you are a casual traveler who will be able to redeem those points for a higher value, then this is a fantastic product at a lower annual fee than some of those premium travel products. So for now, I will definitely be keeping my American Express Gold card, and if you want to get that maximum sign-up bonus for this product and get those 60,000 points, then I will definitely leave a link down in the description below where you can sign up, and you will also help support my goal of paying for my entire honeymoon with American Express points, which I and my fiance both really appreciate. As always, if you did get value out of this content and you want to help support me, the easiest way to do that is actually by checking out some of my favorite financial tools down in the description below, including one offer from the Point Cashback Debit Card that'll currently give you $100 when you open your account and make your first purchase. So definitely check that out using the link down below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future. And of course, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.